Reddit, what is something that happened at a sleepover which you will never forget? I was in preschool and sleeping at a friend's house down the street with my sister. In the middle of the night I woke up to screaming and glass shattering, so I got out of bed and followed the noise into the lounge room. His parents were screaming at each other and throwing things around the room, and when they saw me the mother came running over and pushed me back into the bedroom and shut the door. Not something I'll forget anytime soon. When we were about 15, my buddy stole some alcohol from his parents and invited me over to drink it with him. When I got there I went to take a shit and was only gone about 5 minutes, and when I came back, he drank almost all of it. I called him an asshole and drank the bit that was left, which actually got me a good buzz. We decided to watch a movie and I noticed he wasn't looking good. Then he puked all over the floor. His mom was downstairs and I didn't want to get caught, so I started cleaning it up. But he kept puking, like 3 other piles. I got him to the bathroom and he looked at me and said, "Guess what?" I said, "What?" And he started peeing his pants and then laughed like it was the funniest thing in the world. I got him back to his bed and he bathed again. This was like the 4th or 5th pile and I'd only gotten one cleaned up, and not cleaned up very well. I was kinda drunk. He got out of bed and took his piss-soaked pants and underwear off and was looking for new pants, and I decided that I'd had enough. I wasn't going to deal with bath and a drunk naked person who was doing nothing to help the situation. On my way out the door I told his mom he wasn't feeling well and left. When I got home my parents knew I was drunk and grounded me. His mom blamed everything on me and called my parents to tell them that I got her little angel drunk. My friend just screamed in the middle of the night. I heard it because I had trouble sleeping in a bed that wasn't my own. He just fucking yelled out. In hindsight he was probably just having a dream and sleep talking / yelling, but when I was 8 it was kinda terrible. I was around 7 years old. I had a rich friend named Kevin who could afford all sorts of cool toys because his dad imported and exported them along with other goods. During one sleepover, he brought over one of those remote control fart boxes. Instead of playing with it, we hatched a master plan to sneak it under my parents' bed and unleash its power when they were going to bed. We waited for hours. Finally, when the clock struck midnight, we let it loose. PHHHFFFFFFRTTT. Got him, Alden. My mother. But it wasn't over. We didn't spam. We waited for them to settle and let it go again and again. Finally we couldn't take it anymore. My parents had heard us cracking up and my dad, as boisterous with his colon as he is, realized it wasn't his friend got a sext from his mom that was meant for her boyfriend. It specifically said the boyfriend's name in it, so I'm certain it wasn't an incest thing. The look on his face and the graphic detail in the text was the funniest fucking thing I have ever witnessed. I couldn't fall asleep because I was laughing for the kid, and I got into the same sleeping bag and touched our dicks together because we thought it would mean we had lost our virginities. The other boys sat in a circle around us, egging us on. It was actually a lot like the last scene of Requiem for a Dream. TL. Dr. In 10th grade, my friend threw a small party at her house because her parents were gone for the week. Fast forward to 3 AM. I'm in bed with her. She's fully asleep while I'm still fully awake. There's something making a faint noise to my left. My friend is sleeping on the right side of the bed. I turn my head to the left and I see it. It's a little blonde girl. Her skin is blue, or a negative. She has a white pajama dress and she's holding a teddy bear. Classic unoriginal ghost stuff. But I swear I panicked. I went under the covers. I hear her coming next to me. The faint sound that I had heard was her breathing. The left side of my head, shoulder and arm got cold. I start shaking my friend, so she wakes up. I say, "Anna, there's a fucking ghost in your room." All sleepy she replies, "Just ignore her and she'll leave." What? The little girl left after 2 minutes. I didn't sleep all night. Next morning, my friend tells me that sometimes the ghost comes to her room or in the basement at night. I know some people don't believe in ghosts, but this was one of the most terrifying things I've experienced. There's no logical explanation. My cousin awoke to her friend's dad sucking on her I wet the bed at a friend's house one time. The next morning, I told him that I grabbed lemonade from the fridge in the middle of the night and spilled a whole cup. I was like 8. They didn't have lemonade. First time I ever saw porn was at a sleepover and it totally blew my mind. Had no idea that there was this whole world of sexual possibilities beyond like awkwardly humping my. Okay, not a sleepover technically but more of a trip away. My class went to a trip away and the boys slept in one room and girls another. Now on one of the last days of the week-long trip, one of the boys in my class decided it would be a great idea for all of us to wank together at the same time. So a group of 17 boys wanking furiously in sleeping bags was definitely one of the most WTF am I doing moments of my life. We were 13 over 14 at the time, and that is a moment I will never forget.